class we discussed about a very important concept regarding to the electric current or current electricity. So we have discussed main concepts like definitions. We discussed about the electric current, we discussed about resistance, and we have seen the equations based on the resistance, based on the Ohm's law. We also discussed about the Ohm's law and definition regarding to the Ohm's law. So the concept once again we just check it out once here. Electric current, then afterwards we discussed about resistance, then we have seen about Ohm's law and equation related to the Ohm's law. So the equation related to the Ohm's law, V equals to IR, where V is called as an voltage, I is electric current, and R is resistance. Here R is considered as a constant, and the name of the constant is electrical resistance. Electrical resistance. It is treated as a constant. And we have seen three different equations regarding to the Ohm's law. The equation prepared from the Ohm's law. Generally, the relation what we have taken for the Ohm's law is V is directly proportional to I. V is directly proportional to I. From this relation, we have done it as V equals to IR. V equals to IR. And we have framed three more equations based on the Ohm's law. V is directly proportional to I. So the three equations are one equation is V equals to IR. The second equation is I equals to V by R. And third equation is equal to R equals to V by I. These are the three equations which we have taken out from the Ohm's law. Right? It's very important to do in the problems, in calculating the problems. These three equations are helpful. First one is V equals to IR. V equals to IR is helpful to find the voltage passing in the circuit when electric current and resistance has given to you. And the second equation, I is equal to V by R, is used when voltage and resistance has given to you. And R equals to V by I. This equation is helpful to find the resistance value, resistance of a material when voltage and electric current passing in the circuit. In that case, we will find the resistance. Yeah. So these three equations, V equals to IR, based on V equals to IR. To remember those three equations, one is V equals to IR, I is equal to V by R, R equals to V by I. R equals to V by I. I equals to V by R, R is equal to V by I. So to remember these three equations, we have a magic triangle. Magic triangle, which is helpful to remind these three equations. So that magic triangle, we just take it out here. So V, I, R. So from this magic triangle, we can get all these three formulas. One is, we just check it out, V equals to IR, I equals to V by R equals to V by I. Let's just see it out. We got all these three equations. So V equals to IR, the first equation, I is equal to V by R, second equation, R is equal to V by I. So if you remember this magic triangle, you can easily identify the three formulas. For voltage, V equals to IR, I equals to V by R equals to V by I. So this will be helpful for you to remind the formula very easily. Yes. So we'll see the units regarding to the resistance. Regarding to the resistance. So the units for resistance, we measure resistance in ohm. Ohm is the measuring unit for resistance. The symbol for ohm is this. This is the symbol to represent the resistance value. So, for example, if you want to consider the resistance value, we will say that 5 ohms, 10 ohms, 10 kilo ohms, 10 mega ohms, right? 10 milliohms, right? 15 micro ohms. So, like this. So, all these values represents the resistance. So, ohm is the measuring unit of resistance, right? So we have taken the formula V equals to IR, which we got this equation from the Ohm's law. So we write the equation for R. R is equal to V by I. R is equal to V by I. So R is nothing but the resistance, electrical resistance. R is considered as the electrical resistance. So we have seen what is electric current and we have seen about resistance. One more very important definition, that is voltage. What is voltage? It is represented with the letter capital V. Okay, so we take the formula for voltage as V equals to W by Q. V equals to W by Q, right? So where W is nothing but the work done in lifting the charges from one terminal to the another terminal. Okay, and where Q is nothing but the charge. Q is nothing but the charge, right? So now what is the exact definition of voltage now? Exact definition of voltage is nothing but work done in moving unit charges. Work done in moving unit charges is nothing but the voltage. Okay, so the units of voltage is volts. Or we can also write by seeing the formula, work done, whatever the units we write only with the formula, right? So the units for voltage is volts. We can also represent volt in another format, that is work done we measure as joule and coulomb. Joule per coulomb, or we can say it as volts. Joule per coulomb or volts. So voltage is nothing but the work done in moving the unit charges from one terminal to the another terminal. So the units of voltage is volts. Okay, we can also say this voltage as potential difference. Okay, yeah, we'll see the next one more definition which we come across electric current. It's very important concept, that is conductance. It is generally represented with capital G. Capital G is referred as the conductance. So conductance is nothing but reciprocal of resistance. Reciprocal of resistance is called as conductance. So how do you write the equation for the conductance here? G equals to 1 by R. G equals to 1 by R. So from the equation we represent the conductance. Conductance is nothing but reciprocal of resistance. Reciprocal of electrical resistance is nothing but the conductance. It is represented by capital G. So conductance, the definition of conductance is reciprocal of resistance. Now we will see what are the units. What are the units of conductance? So based on the formula, with the help of conductance formula, we represent its units. So how do you write this? G is nothing but 1 by R. So it is nothing but 1 by, the unit of resistance is ohm. The unit of resistance is ohm. Or we can write this as reciprocal of 1 by ohm is mho. Mho inverse. Or not mho in moles, it is mho. 1 by ohm or mho. We can say it as, or we can also represent it as Siemens. 1 by ohm can be written as mho or Siemens. Siemens, or Siemens is nothing but the unit of conductance. We can say it as Siemens, or we can say it as mho, or we can say it as 1 by ohm. So these are the measuring units of conductance. So the conductance is nothing but the reciprocal of electrical resistance is nothing but the conductance. The units of conductance is 1 by ohm, or we can say it as mho. 1 by ohm, the reciprocal of 1 by ohm is mho, or we can say it as Siemens. Siemens, 1 by ohm or mho. These are the measuring units of conductance. It will be quite confused regarding to the units of resistance, regarding to the units of conductance. One more you will get conductivity, right? All these look similar, so you must not be confused. So based on the formulas, you can easily remember these units, right? So for resistance, we take it as ohm. For conductance, we take it as 1 by ohm, or we can say it as mho, or we can say it as Siemens, right? Yeah. The next very important concept, the factors which are affecting the resistance. So what are the things, what are the factors which affects the resistance? In which factors the resistance value will change? The resistance will change based on the length of the conductor. It is also depends, or it changes on its area, and it also changes with the temperature, and it also changes with the material, the type of material what is used to prepare a resistance, to prepare one resistor, right? So the main important factors which are affecting the resistance are, one is length, area, temperature, and the material with which the conductor was made. So these are the four important factors on which the resistance value will change, right? So based on these factors, we can say that the resistance value, as I said you that the resistance value will depend on its length, depend on its area, depends on its temperature, and it also depends on the material, the type of material with which a resistor was made. So compared with the length, so how the resistance value will change with respect to the length? So the resistance value will be always directly proportional to the length, right? If you have taken the length of the conductor for 1 meter, one more length you have taken it as 2 meters. Okay, the resistance value will be different for these two cases. Okay, so the resistance value will change for the length. If it has more length, the resistance will be more. If it has less length, the resistance value will be less. So that's why we'll say that the resistance is always directly proportional to its length. And one more, resistance, the second important factor on which the resistance value is dependent, that is R is inversely proportional to the area of cross section. For example, you take a conductor. The area, whatever the area of the conductor. So based on the area of a conductor, the resistance value will depend. If area is increased, if the area of a conductor is increased, then the resistance value will decrease, right? If the area of a conductor decreases, then the resistance value will be increasing. So what does it mean? Inversely proportional. Inversely proportional means what? If one quantity increases, the other quantity will decrease. If one quantity is decreasing, the other quantity will be increased. So that is nothing but inverse proportional or inversely related. So here two things we have to consider. One is the resistance is always directly proportional to its length and inversely proportional to the area of cross section. So if length increases, the resistance value will increase. If length decreases, the resistance value will also decrease. And one more very important factor, that resistance is always inversely proportional to its area of cross section. If area of a conductor increases, then the resistance value will be decreased. If area of the conductor is decreasing, then the resistance value will be increased. If one quantity increases, the other quantity will be decreased. Yes. So the factors related to the resistance, they are resistance is depends on its length, and it also depends on the area of cross section. Okay. So the first factor, resistance, is directly proportional to the length and inversely proportional to the area of cross section. If you treat these as the first and second equation, we can write these two equations as, by combining these two equations from 1 and 2, we can write this as R is proportional to L by A. So what does it explains to you? Resistance is directly proportional to its length and inversely proportional to the area of cross section. So from this relation, as we considered yesterday, whenever you remove a proportionality constant, we immediately put A is equal to sign and a constant value. We put A is equal to sign and a constant value. Here the constant is the rho. The constant is the rho. Rho L by A. Rho L by A. So here the name of this constant is specific resistance. Right? So R is electrical resistance. R is equal to rho L by A. Now what are the units? We can also frame the equation for specific resistance. So that is R equals to rho L by A. We can also write, do the cross multiplication here. So R into A, that is RA, equals to rho L into 1 rho L. So the same thing we can take it out here. Rho L equals to RA, right? Only rho, RA by A. So this is nothing but the specific resistance, the formula for specific resistance. Yes. So rho equals to it's nothing but specific resistance is equal to RA by L. So we write the equation here. Specific resistance is equal to RA by L. Now this is the formula to find the specific resistance. Now we'll see what are its units. So whenever you are going to write its units, you can take out from its formula. Units can be written from its formula itself. Okay. So resistance, as we discussed before, the measuring unit of resistance is ohm. Right? And area, the measuring unit of area is meter square. Okay. By, and the length, measuring unit of length is meter. So meter and 1 meter is cancelled there. So then what is left here? Ohm meter. So ohm meter is the measuring unit of specific resistance. This is the measuring unit of specific resistance. Right? So these are the very important definitions and factors related to the resistance. So if to understand this second part, you please watch the first part, then you can understand the second part very clearly. So who else they are seeing this the second part, you just see the first part, then you continue with this one, then you can understand it very easily. Okay, if you like this video, please subscribe, and the remaining concepts we will continue in the next class.